after being off the radar for what it has to be years now, I want to say the last major news or like images or anything we got of Elden Ring have been at least 2 years. I don't think we've heard or seen anything like visually, I should say, in at least 2 years. So it's been a hot minute. It got to the point where the meme became, oh, well, you know, it's R.R. Martin is writing it. We all know how good he is at finishing shit. Maybe this game is just never actually gonna fucking, you know, come to fruition. It's stuck in development hell. Then all of a sudden, of course, COVID happens, and now, you know, that's delaying everything anyway. And now here we are. So this wasn't an official release. It was a leaked video, and this strikes me as an actual leaked video. Many times in the past, it certainly seemed more like, you know, they were leaks in quotation marks. It was like, oops, this 4K video got released of our game that's coming up. What a shame. But this one's like some 360p fan cam, you know, like somebody was recording a movie to put up on Pirate Bay in 2004 type shit. Barely able to make shit out a lot of the time.
Yeah.
In this leaked trailer. But you know, what you can tell is the important stuff. What you can tell is, one, the game is obviously still in development. Great news. Everyone can fucking calm down and not worry about the fact that it's not coming out. Two, it looks a hell of a lot like Dark Souls, which is exactly what everyone would have wanted from it. And three, perhaps the most important, or not important, but the most telling thing of that trailer, if you want to call it that I could spot in all of the 5 pixels that made up the video, was that it looks like it might be open world. It doesn't necessarily, like, 1 or 2 of the shots looks a lot more open. You know, technically, you could almost call the other the other Dark Souls games open world, in that you could kind of choose which direction you went. There was
but it was still really linear.
But it was very linear. Like, you could technically choose wherever you could go and do whatever order, but, you know, within reason, but it was pretty linear. This looked like, in a couple of shots, it might actually be properly open world, which would be a pretty massive game changer for the Souls genre, especially coming from those who are closest to the franchise. So that's all you could really glean from it. There was some voiceover stuff there that sound very Soulsy as well. And in general, it's more fucking Dark Souls. We're going to get more Dark Souls, except it looks like it might be more open world. Now, when we're going to hear more officially about this game, I don't fucking know. The fact that they didn't come out and say anything after this leaked tells me that we might not hear about it until maybe the Summer of Games event or whatever it is that Jeff Keighley runs now, with like the new E3, basically. You know, maybe we're not going to see anything until then. They're just going to keep their mouths shut until then. But anyway, there you have it. Elden Ring. Is that a game or a franchise that you're even remotely interested in? You used to play the Dark Souls games.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure I'll play it, but it's definitely more skewed towards games that I like. So, yeah.
What do you think that the Elder Scrolls format works better in an open world environment, or do you think that they'd be better off leaving it kind of in a linear fashion that they have as it is?
I mean, it can work in any fashion, I think. Yeah, I mean, I think it could work in both. The linear thing is good in a way because the game is already hard enough as it is. So like kind of having your path not necessarily chosen for you, because like you said, you still can kind of go around and do your own thing to a degree. But if you make it completely open world, I think for the people that are really into Dark Souls and love exploration and maybe getting into an area that just kicks your ass even harder before you're really supposed to be there, I think that could also be a good play on the game, where it's like, hey, you know, if you're really god at this game, maybe you can turn it into a 10-hour experience, because, you know, you can, I hate to use the word speed run, but you can be in areas that, because when you play most like RPG games, you get to a certain area, you just physically can't win. Like, the game is just designed that no matter what kind of strategy you use, they're just overpowered. But in a game like this, you could actually physically use your skills as a player to dodge, understand patterns, and actually make it through parts that necessarily you shouldn't. But the question is will the game want you to do that? Like,
Mm.
are they going to want somebody that's really, really good to just speed through their game and not get the story that they're trying to tell? At least when it's linear, they can they can tell their story and know that you're going to get it to a degree.
Yeah, there's like there would certainly still have to be certain things checked off on the list of like events for you to complete before the
Yeah,
end game
you
would
would probably the way that they would get around that is you would need to have items. So
yeah.
like in order to unlock an area for a boss, you would need to put in a certain type of key or something. That way they made sure that you experience something further back before getting to the certain area.
Yeah, I would love to see it go in this direction just because I think for me personally to want to jump back into the genre, I've already played Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, Bloodborne. I've already done the Gauntlet. I stopped after that mostly because I felt like I was playing the same game after that. Like even in like Sekiro and stuff that are slight variations of that genre, I needed it to change a little bit because I just felt like I was like going into a meat grinder, but it was the same meat grinder that I've already been a part of so many times before. So having it be open world, I think would at least intrigue me a bit more to hop back in. I envision, like an Elder Scrolls game, but with Dark Souls combat. I think as a lot of people's probably wet dream is the concept of having a world that would be similar to Elder Scrolls, but have the competent combat of Dark Souls versus the hideously incompetent combat of the Elder Scrolls series. So, yeah, I can't wait to see more, and hopefully we do see more this year. I do suspect we're probably going to get perhaps even the trailer that was leaked here for the summer of games or whatever that's going to come up here in the not too distant future. But yeah, I would love to see them expand on that a bit more to get me more excited about getting back in. Because as much as I don't like get my ass kicked in games these days, I'm kind of like over that. There was a time where I was really like excited about the challenge of beating like what was considered to be one of the hardest games you could get your hands on. After a while, it's just like you feel like you're just a masochist. You're just going in and you're gonna die like 1,000 times or some shit, and it just becomes kind of a point of pain instead of an escape.